Cari amici affezionati e amanti delle tematiche psicologiche e cinematografiche, oggi c'è la possibilità di dialogare con un regista molto attento alle tematiche psicologiche. Mi riferisco a Night Shyamalan. Ho amato tantissimo anni fa il suo bel film Il Sesto Senso e oggi è venuto in Italia per presentare Split, il suo ultimo progetto cinematografico. In questo film Night ci racconta la storia di una persona affetta da disturbo dissociativo dell'identità, in inglese sotto l'acronimo DID. Vi lascio alla chiacchierata che abbiamo fatto e ci vediamo dopo. So your films often have psychological themes. Why do these psychological and mental health films interest you so much?
You know, I think there's a few professions I would dream of doing if I wasn't a filmmaker, and I think one of them would be being a psychiatrist or a psychologist. I find it fascinating, the mind, you know, so I'm interested in the field of psychology. What it's like to understand how powerful our mind is, our thoughts are. I really think that, as you can tell in the movie, that our thoughts really dictate so many things, and we don't really understand how powerful our mind is. And so I think it's, you know, for me, it's like I love making movies about the unknown, about things that are, you know, kind of have it's the extraordinary in it, and for me, the mind is that place.
So how did you prepare to approach dissociative identity disorder? Did you study on your own, have a professional mental health assistant? I don't know what...
I did study on my own and got to spend some time with a top therapist in the field. But at first, I read up as much as I could on the more fascinating cases of the more celebrated cases over the years. I used to take courses on psychology in college, and so I've always been kind of obsessed by this particular condition. And then when I was writing the movie, I was lucky enough to talk to and hang out with some of the top people in the United States that deal with DID. And then I wouldn't tell them the story, but I would ask them questions. What if your patient did this? What if your patient did that? Would you be threatened? What would you do if something's scary? What if you felt like you needed to call the police? When would you call the police? All those kind of questions.
Is it true that your wife, she's a psychologist?
She is. My wife's a psychologist, yeah, PhD in psychology.
What kind of emotions do you feel towards the main character? And what emotions did you want the audience to feel about Kevin?
You know, he's a very complicated character. I want you to feel, he's done all these dark things, but yet you feel such emotion for him. Because the interesting thing about this condition is that there are good and bad living within one body, which I guess is true for all of us, you know? By the end, you should feel great empathy and strangely almost, connected to him. And connected to all the people that are involved, all his identities. So hopefully, you're surprised by the emotion you feel.
What is the main message you want to send to the audience about this film?
Well, there's a few themes in the movie, but one I think that kind of is more dominant than the others is this idea of those that have gone through trauma, those that have gone through something very dark, that they've been changed. And the question is, are they a broken version of us? Are they a kind of a less version of us? Or is now, because of the change, are they kind of unique in a different way? Are they possibly even more than us? So it's a question of, that is change bad? And with these individuals with DID, they can do such extraordinary things with their minds and their bodies, things that you and I can't do. And it was, unfortunately caused by this very, very traumatic history. So there's a question of what is normal in the movie? Is normal great, or is being different could be very powerful?
After the trailer of Split was released, some people argued that this representation of is demonizing about this specific disorder. What do you think about it?
Well, clearly, when you see the movie, I don't think you feel that way. It's a very compelling, and I actually talk about the provenance of the disorder, that it's, how tragic it is, and I feel very emotional and connected and supportive of those with this condition, and so I think you feel that from the author when you come out. Now, it's a fantasy, and so I think it's very clear what's fiction and what's reality.
Se avete trovato curioso e interessante entrare nel backstage del film Split, molto probabilmente potrete anche apprezzare questi altri 3 video che ho creato apposta per voi, un'intervista a James McAvoy, che è il protagonista principale del film, e poi altri 2 video, uno nel quale faccio una recensione psicologica del film e un altro dove rispondo ad alcune delle domande che mi avete posto relative a questo film. Anche per oggi è tutto, alla prossima!